to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video. I am very excited for today's video. We have another very large book haul. Tons of books to talk about today. Couple of things that I'm not so proud of, but I did it anyways. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So yeah, I don't even know where to start. We have 52 books to talk about. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but I did it again. So I'm gonna start with the smaller sections, work my way up to the bigger sections, and let's just do it. Okay, the first one we're gonna talk about is kind of on a negative note, unfortunately, but the first one I'm gonna talk about is Book of the Month. As of my next month's book haul, so September's book haul, that will be my last Book of the Month book that I will be getting from them. I will say that, however, the selections haven't been overly diverse. This last month of September, they had both an Asian author and a Black author on their repertoire. And in the month of August, where I got these books, one of the authors is Black as well. It's just that not only did I not see like enough diversity, it was still a lower number of diverse books than white authors, but the picks just haven't been that great for the past couple of months. So that being said, I've decided to cancel my subscription. So as soon as my box gets here at the beginning of this month, I will be canceling it. So let's go ahead and talk about what I got in the month of August. The first one I have is The Death of Viveki Oji, and this is by Kweke Emezi. This is the author of Pet, and it was one of my favorite books of the year. Still is one of my favorite books of the year, and so I'm really excited to have this book in my possession. I don't know very much about what this book is. I just know it has to do with the death of the main, well, not really the main character, but the death of Viveki Oji. And I really picked it up because I really loved the author, wanted to read more of their work, so this is the reason why I picked this up. Like I said, I don't know too much about it, but I'm gonna go into it and hopefully enjoy it as much as I did Pet. And then the second book that I picked up for Book of the Month was The Night Swim by Megan Golden. This book was on my most anticipated books of the year list, and so I'm really excited that Book of the Month actually had this as a selection. This follows, I'm not really sure, this is a very interesting book to try to explain, but it follows a girl who has a podcast, and she has played this big role in solving this really big crime in her town. So now that her podcast is super popular and she is popular, she gets kind of pulled into these two very important trials and cases that are going on. One happened many years ago where there is a girl who died, and it was presumed to be an accident, but there is a person that is pushing this girl, to solve the case because she believes that her sister was actually murdered. And then this also follows a very high-profile rape case, and somehow the two cases intertwine and connect. And so I really wanted to read this. I'm very excited. I will probably read this in October because I really want some good thrillers for that month, so we'll have to see. Okay, the next stack of books that I want to talk about is from two different subscription boxes, one from Owl Crate and one from Real Bookish. Both of these book subscription boxes were sent to me as review. I am a YouTube rep with Owl Crate, and the book for Owl Crate, I just showed it, but if you don't want any spoilers, here it is, and that is Star Daughter by Shveta Thakrar. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but this is a very interesting book. I still quite don't understand what's going on with this book, and I don't really know what's happening. The Owl Crate exclusive edition is absolutely stunning, but this follows a main character who has these star powers, and one day her star powers gets out of hand and actually accidentally injures her human father, and in order to save her father, she has to go to she has to ascend to the sky and answer to a star song, but apparently the people there that are in the sky have more plans for her than she would have realized. It just sounds very interesting. I'm very excited for this. I'm really glad that this was in my very first Owl Crate box. Okay, and then in Real Bookish, there was, the book for Real Bookish was Where Dreams Descend. This is by Janella Angelis. This is actually going to be the book club pick for Simply We Read in the month of October, which I'm very excited about. This book is gorgeous. It has been compared to The Greatest Showman. It's very circusy and magical and fantastical, and I'm very excited for it. This follows a group of pieces of the circus I shouldn't say pieces, that's not a very good word, people that participate in the circus, and it follows 3 very important characters, and suddenly during this huge competition between them, there starts to be some murders that nobody can really explain, and they don't know who's doing it or who's next, so the stakes become very, very high. I have heard great things about this, and I cannot wait to get to it in October. Okay, and then let's talk about Barnes & Noble. I try not to go to Barnes & Noble too often because the books are very expensive there, and I don't have any self-control, and when I go, I just want to pick up everything and anything, so I try not to go there very often, but I did make a trip this past month, and I picked up, I was walking out of the store, about to check out, and at the front of the store, there was these little packages that had the like blurb, the pull-in line of the book written on this white wrapping paper, and you didn't know what the book was, but it was supposed to be like a mystery book. So I picked one up, and I got The Kissing Game. This is by Maria Hart. The tagline on there was, "I bet you a kiss you can't resist me," and I was like, I can't resist this book. So, oh my god. I'm so sorry. Please unsubscribe to me. It's fine. But this sounds really good. It was a very hard synopsis for me to read, so I'm not even going to go into it. All I know is that the premise of this book is the guy makes a bet that she can't resist him if he kisses her, and that's all I know. And I'm hoping that it's very, very good. This is on my TBR for this month, so hopefully I love it. I love it. What? Oh, it's fine. Everything is fine. Okay, then I was at Barnes & Noble, of course, and I picked up Unravel Me by Tara Mafi. This is the 2nd book in the Shatter Me series, and I really wanted to continue on with the series at some point, so I picked up the 2nd book. These covers are just absolutely stunning, and I'm really hoping that the original series is as good as everyone says it is. I did really enjoy the 1st book, and so I'm really excited to continue on with the series. If you haven't read Shatter Me and don't know what it's about, it follows a girl named Juliet who has been stuck in this basically like this prison because she has a very interesting gift. Basically, if she touches somebody, they die, and she's really afraid of herself as well as the world around her, and she ends up in a very interesting situation where she is now outside of this prison running for her life, and she's trying to figure out how to survive. It's a very interesting story. Of course, there's a romance because it's YA fantasy. What else do you expect? But I've heard great things, and I want to continue on with the series. And then a book that I'm not gonna lie, I am very, very nervous about, but I'm very excited that I found it. I've been looking for this book in a hardcover at Barnes & Noble many times, and I said if I found it in hardcover that I would just buy it and face my fear, and that is Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I'm terrified of this book. Sci-fi is just really not what draws me in. I'm not really pulled in by sci-fi books, but I really want to read this. This is so hyped on BookTube, and everybody seems to love it, so I really want to love it as well. Do not ask me what this is about because I have no idea, but I'm just going to trust all of you guys and go into this with as low as expectations as I can, but also planning on enjoying it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do know that this is told in mixed media, and for that I am very excited. I'm hoping that it makes the book go by quickly because she's chunky, so let's hope that I love it, but I'm scared. Okay, the next place I'm going to talk about is Amazon, and I try really hard not to order from Amazon too much because they don't need my money. Jeff don't need my money, okay? But some things that, I just can't find everywhere else, and I'm too lazy to wait and too impatient to wait, and so Prime. But I ordered just a couple of things from Amazon, and the first one is Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. Is this Volume 2 or Volume 1? Oh, this is Volume 1. Where's Volume 2? You get the idea, right? I just went through a whole lot to get this book for you guys, so I hope that you appreciate it. But Volume 2, Alice Oseman's Heartstopper. I absolutely adored the first book in this graphic novel series, and I cannot wait to move on with the series. This is the first graphic novel that I've actually fallen in love with and absolutely adored, so I cannot wait to move on with this. This is on my September TBR, so you best believe I'm going to be reading this ASAP, and I'm hoping that I enjoy it just as much as the first one. If you guys don't know what this is about, this follows Nick and Charlie. One of the men in this relationship is openly gay and is very accepting and open about his sexuality, and the other character is really struggling with his sexuality and coming out, and really struggling with identity, and it's just their love story of them coming together and falling in love, and it's so sweet and mushy-gushy, and I love it. Okay, the next book that I picked up is a book that I'm very excited about, and it's because a lot of people that I watch on BookTube, like some of the bigger names, specifically Becca in the Books, has talked about this book and made it sound so fantastic that I just had to try it, and that is Fortuna Swan by KJ Sutton. This is a self-published book, high fantasy book. I've heard that it's very smutty, and it is very good. That's really all I know. I didn't actually read the synopsis of this. I just picked it up because I heard such great things, and it's from a booktuber that I really trust. So with that being said, I'm really hoping that I love this. I'm hoping to read it sometime soon, but I love this cover. It is very badass, and I hope that I love it. All right, now be ready to be bombarded with Sarah J. Maas because we have a lot to talk about here. A lot, okay? First is, what is this? What is this called? A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm not sure if I even hauled the second book in the series, but if not, I did end up picking up A Court of Mist and Fury, so now I have the entire series on my shelf. I did read ACOTAR 2 months ago, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm really hoping to continue on with the series soon. These books are just very, very, very thick, and so I have not had a chance to put them on my TBR thus far, but best believe I will be continuing on. I love Sarah J. Maas, I stan Sarah J. Maas, and you know I'm gonna love them. So, I'm not even gonna talk about these because I can sit here and talk about Sarah J. Maas all day, and we have a lot more to talk about, so let's just move right on past that. All right, up next is the remainder of the series for Throne of Glass. I did already have the first couple of books in the series, but I wanted to complete my series, and I will tell you why in just a second. So I have Empire Storms, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. These are the last 3 books in the Throne of Glass series. I am really enjoying my read-through of this series so far. As of now, I have read Throne of Glass and The Assassin's Blade, and I will be moving on to Crown of Midnight very, very soon, but I was fueled to do a thing that I am not proud of and proud of at the very same time because I absolutely adore it. And so let's go ahead and move into The Thing. For those of you guys that stream with me regularly, you guys know what The Thing is, but I would love to, you know, kind of pause the video a second, see if you guys can comment down below what you think The Thing is, because it's a thing. So comment The Thing, and then I will see if any of you guys are right, and you get the brownie points for being right. But I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to hold this up. Basically, what happened was when I was at work, somebody came in and donated the last book in the Throne of Glass series in the UK paperback editions. And me having no self-control, I went and bought the rest of the books in the UK paperbacks. Do not ask me why Tower of Dawn is in a blue cover. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is. But I did go ahead and buy the rest of the books in the Throne of Glass series in the UK paperbacks because I thought they were so freaking beautiful. My husband was being very rude and saying that they all look the same, but they don't. We have Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. And I do not plan on actually cracking these babies open because I want them to stay as beautiful and pristine as they are. They stay at the top of my shelf with my other copy of Crescent City that I own, because I own 2 copies of that. And yeah, it was a total impulse buy, and it was totally just because I thought that they looked nice, and don't judge me. Okay, thanks. Okay, we are officially done with things that are not my job. I bring home a lot of books from my place of employment, and I am not ashamed. Okay, I'm kind of ashamed, just a little bit of ashamed, but don't talk about it. Okay, thanks. It's a lot of books, so let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just do it. Okay, thanks. First I have Love Her, Lose Her. This is by Tessa Bailey. I have heard this circulating on the booktube world, and I really wanted to pick it up. I am a sucker for a romance, and this just sounds like something that I'm going to like. I think this is a hate to love romance. If not, who cares? I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it. I don't think I've read a romance other than Crazy Rich Asians that I haven't enjoyed, so the odds are in its favor. Let's just say that. And then a book that I cannot even tell you, express to you, say to you how excited I am that I have this book in my possession, and that is, of course, Take a Hint, Danny Brand by Talia Hibbert. I picked this book up immediately after I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown? What am I saying? But I absolutely adored this. This book follows the sister of Chloe Brown, and I don't know anything more than that. I know that this one is a friends to lovers instead of a hate to love, which Chloe Brown was a hate to love, which makes me even more excited because I love a good friends to lovers. That just warms my heart. And if you guys haven't seen my wrap up where I gush about Chloe Brown, feel free to go watch that. I talk all about the reason why I love that book so much, and it was fantastic. So I know this book is going to be great. I have such high hopes. I've heard this one is even better than the first, so I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to find out. I just realized the next 2 books are also in the same color scheme. Very strange. I'm just going to show you them because I don't know how this happened, but I'm kind of liking it. Okay, thanks. Anyways, the next book I'm going to talk about is The Undercover Romance by Lisa K. Adams. I'm not going to read this just yet. I want to read the first book in the series. I forget what it's called. The Bromance Book Club. Wow, that took a long time for it to click in my brain. That's the first book in the series. This is a companion novel, but I want to read them in the correct order, so I decided to pick this up. It was secondhand. I saw it, snagged it. Eventually, I'll get to the first one, just not quite yet. All right, and then I picked up The Help. This is by Catherine Stockett. I did already read this, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I gave it a 4-star. I picked it up for a book club that I am going to be a part of. And yeah, we'll see. I don't really know exactly what's going on with this, but I don't know if I want to keep it. I don't know what my feelings are. I think I might end up unhauling it. It's just not a book that I think that I will read again, but I did enjoy it. So if you don't know what this book is about, if you haven't seen the movie, this follows a group of women in the 1960s, I think. I honestly don't remember what time frame this was set in, but this is follows the individuals that are the help in these houses. So the black women who are helping these white families, as well as a couple of different white characters who really are in a big part of writing a book that is about the help. So it's a really interesting book. That was a horrible synopsis, but it's just because I don't feel like talking about it. So there you go. All right, here's a book that has become very, very popular, is very high praise from a lot of very influential people, but I had zero idea what this is about, but I knew I wanted to pick it up. Let's just say that. And that is Transcendent Kingdom. This is by I butcher so many of these names all the time, and I just can't do it today, okay? I just can't. But I've heard such great things. I've heard such great praise about this book, and I really, really wanted to read it. I have zero idea of what this is about, but, you know, I'm kind of just going to go in blind and see if I love it. We love the representation. We love it. Love to see it. So, of course, I couldn't stop myself from picking it up. I'm really hoping that I love it, but this is, I believe, a YA novel. Don't know what it's about, but we'll see. And then we have another book here that has a lot of praise, a ton of praise. So many people have talked about this book. So many people have loved this book, and that is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I have no idea what this is about. I know that it is a mystery. It is historically set. I know it's about a marsh girl who, I think it's about a marsh girl who is accused of killing somebody in their town. That is all I know. But I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this book, and one of the people that I was helping out at the store said that I have to read this. So she said I have to, so I'm gonna read it. Hopefully I enjoy it, but if you guys have read this, please let me know what you think, because I'm a little lost. Okay, this next book was an absolute lucky find. We were about to put it out on the shelves, and I knew that as soon as it went out, it was gonna get taken. And it's not in the best condition, but I found it in a hardcover, and that is Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. If you guys know and have watched my channel for a while, I have absolutely loved this book. I cannot wait to continue on with the series, especially because the third book in the series comes out next month, and I have not even read the second book. But this is Nevermore. This follows a girl named Morgan Crow who is destined to die on the eve of her 11th birthday. But on her 11th birthday, she gets whisked away to this town called Nevermore by a guy named Juniper North. Is it Jupiter or Juniper? Jupiter North? Or Jupiter North. And it's just a very whimsical, fantastical middle grade that I think everyone should read. I had such a fun time. I cannot wait to read this. It's gonna be amazing. I want to read it again, then read Wondersmith, and then just continue on to Hollowpox, because I know it's gonna be amazing. All right, and this was totally a random buy, such a whim buy, but I liked the spine of it, and it looked really pretty. And I've heard interesting things about this book, but this is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I don't know why I picked this up, but I will eventually get to it at some point. I do have access to the audiobook through Libby, so I'm sure I can read this at some point. But the spine is really pretty. Don't mind that sticker. I'm going to take it off. But the spine was just really pretty. It has a really iridescent eye. And I get pulled in with things like this. Don't ask me why. Just go with it. I don't remember what this is about. I have watched the movie, so I know somewhat, but I don't remember enough to give you a synopsis. So we're just going to move on. Okay, the next book I want to talk about is another book that I don't know much about, and it is another middle grade, but I've heard great things, so I really wanted to try it out. But can we just talk about, why is this book so big? This is The Inventions of Hugo Cabaret, and I wanted to pick this up because I heard really good things. It is a book that has half of the book is illustrations, half of the book is writing, and I've heard it's just a really fantastic book, and so I really wanted to pick it up and try it. Again, the book is huge, but I've heard such fantastic things that I just, why not give it a shot. I don't know when I will get to this, but hopefully someday, soon. I don't know. All right, the next two books are part of a series, and this was a very, very random buy, but I was about to put this back onto the shelves at work, and when I looked up the shelvings where somebody would shelve this, I got pulled in because it said erotica, and if you guys don't know, I like a good smutty book. I don't know what to tell you, I just do. And so I picked up Maya Banks's book, Rush and Fever. These are the first and second book in the series. It says mature content on the back, and I just, I got sucked in. I just can't help it. I have no idea what this is about. I'm assuming it's going to be real steamy, and I'm hoping it's going to be real steamy because then I just picked these up for nothing. But you can judge me if you want. That's fine. I'll take it. All right, then I picked up another two books in a series, and that was Me Before You and After You by Jojo Moyes. I did read Me Before You. This was my second time reading it a couple of months ago, and I did thoroughly enjoy it. And so when I saw the second book come in secondhand, I decided to pick it up. Both of these were actually secondhand, and I decided to pick this up since I had the second one now. But yeah, this follows a girl, what's her name? Louisa, who ends up having a job for a quadriplegic, and she becomes his caretaker, and it's about their story and how they fall in love. It's a fantastic book, and I really wanted to move on. I heard that the second book is really good, so hopefully I enjoy it. All right, the next book, another book that I've already read, is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. This is part of the Simonverse. It is the companion novel to Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. This follows, I just read this and I already forgot her name, Molly. Molly, who is really struggling with her love life. She has never had a boyfriend, never been kissed. She's had a million crushes, but she's never actually had an actual relationship. And it's just her story. She's also a plus-sized girl. This book has great representation. It has queer representation. It also has mental health representation. It's a fantastic book. I really enjoyed it in compared to Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I liked Simon a little bit more, but this book was really, really good, and definitely recommend it if you want to move on with the Simonverse. I gave it a 4-star. Really enjoyed it. All right, the next book that I picked up was Such a Fun Age. This is by Kylie Reed. I picked this up because the I forgot what the book club is. I'm thinking of two book clubs that are hosted by Black women, and the two names are mixing together, but you guys know who I'm talking about. It's with Mayana and all those other fantastic ladies. They were supposed to read this in August, and I wanted to read this with them, but my TBR got too big and I never got around to it. But I believe this follows a girl who is a nanny for a white family, and she's in the store with the baby, and she gets accused of kidnapping the child, and it's just following that. I heard really good things. I do want to read it at some point. Eventually I'll get around to it, just not quite yet. I really gotta get through this because this video is very long. The next book that I have is The Hating Game. This is by Sally Thorne. I've heard great things about this book. Another romance that I'm gonna love, hate to love. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm not gonna talk too much about this. You guys have probably heard. I can't talk today. You guys have probably heard what this is about, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, up next is The House with Chicken Legs. This is by Sophie Anderson. This is a middle grade about a girl who is the granddaughter of Baba Yaga, and she wants to have a normal, regular life, but her house keeps picking itself up and moving away, and so it is literally about the house with chicken legs. And I've heard such great things. I've heard it's really cute and whimsical, and I really want to get around to this at some point, so let's hope that I can read it. The stack is getting huge. Who knows when I'm ever going to get to these books, but hopefully eventually someday. All right, the next book I have here is Twice in a Blue Moon by Christina Lauren. I haven't heard great things about this particular Christina Lauren book, but I've heard great things about Christina Lauren as a whole. I did actually read The Unhoneymooners by her, and by them I should say, and I really, really enjoyed it. If you guys don't know, this is an author duo by Christina and Lauren, and I really want to like everything that they put out, so I'm gonna try it. We'll have to see if I agree with everyone that says that this is not one of their better books. But I also did pick up another Christina Lauren book, and that is my favorite Half Nine Stand. I haven't actually heard anything about this, but every time I see Christina Lauren in the store, I try to snag it up if I can. So these are the two Christina Lauren's books that I picked up this month. All right, the next romance that we have here is The Proposal. This is by Jasmine Gilroy. She is the author of The Wedding Date. And I haven't read that one yet, but I do plan on reading it this month, and so I picked up this book. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this copy because I absolutely abhor mass market paperbacks, but if I don't get around to this before I'm able to get my hands on a regular size paperback, then I will switch it out. But if I want to read this after I read the Wedding Date, then I can pick this up, and then I'll just give it back because no. All right, the next book that I picked up is a book that a lot of people have talked about on BookTube for quite some time. I believe it's a little bit of an older book, but I've heard great things, and I believe her new book just came out recently. So I picked up Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I have no idea what this is about. I've heard great things though, and so I really wanted to pick it up and try it. We'll just have to see if I end up enjoying it, but this stack that's happening over here is getting scary, and I'm afraid. So let's go ahead and try to wrap this up. All right, the next 4 books that I picked up are books in a series, and that is this mermaid series by Jennifer Donnelly. Somebody recommended this to me when I asked them about good mermaid books, and this was what was recommended, and so I decided to pick this up. The first book is Deep Blue. Book number 2 is Rogue Wave. Then we have book 3, Dark Tide, and book 4, Sea Spell. I literally don't know anything about this other than the fact that it is about mermaids, so hopefully I enjoy it. Hopefully it's good. I just want a really good mermaid book, and I'm hoping that this is what does it for me. All right, and then I picked up 2 Stephen King novels. I don't really know why, but I think because he just is so acclaimed and everyone loves him so much, I just really want to love him too. And so I picked up The Mist. This is by, obviously, Stephen King. I just said that. And I kind of want to read this in October. I'm hoping that it'll give me the nice creepy vibes. I've heard this is creepy but not overly scary, and that's what I'm looking for because I'm a wimp and I don't like scary things. So we'll see. I don't know what any of these are about, so we're just gonna move on. And then the next book I have here is The Green Mile. This is also by Stephen King, and I don't know what this is about, but somebody else recommended this to me and said that it was fantastic, so hopefully I like it. Hopefully I enjoy his work. I have read Elevation by him and I didn't really care for it, so we'll see. All right, the next book that I have here is The Crown by Kira Cass. This is the 4th book, I believe, in the selection series, and I have all the rest of them, so I figured I would just pick up the last book since I own the rest of them anyways. I'm going to be reading the first book this month, so hopefully if I like it, then I can binge the series, but this follows a girl who is in a bachelor-style situation with a kingdom, so it's like Bachelors but with royalty, and I also heard that it's compared to the Hunger Games because I don't know. Anyways, I hope it's good. I've heard it's trash, but good trash, so hopefully I enjoy it. All right, and then I picked up my very first Morgan Matson book, and that is The Unexpected Everything. I've heard fantastic things about this author, so I really wanted to pick up one of their books. It's chunky. Why is it so big? But that's what she said. Anyways, oh no, I'm losing it. I've heard really good things. I think this follows Dog Walker because there's dogs on the cover, and that's all I know. So hopefully I enjoy it. I don't know anything else about it, so we're gonna move on. Okay, then we have the one, the only, Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I'm not even gonna talk about this. You guys all know. Twilight told in Edward's perspective. Hopefully I love it. Why is it so big? Moving on. All right, then I picked up 2 Frederick Bachman books. I'm on a Frederick Bachman buying kick. I have read 0 of his books, and I think now I own 4. I don't know why I keep buying them, but I do. So we have Beartown, and we have You Against Us, Us Against You. Wow, can I read? No. Us Against You, and don't know what any of these are about, but I've heard great things, so hopefully I'll get around to them at some point. But I will say that I think the reason I keep picking up his books is because his covers are so pretty. Okay, moving on. And the very last book that we're going to talk about today, thank the Lord, is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. This is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series. I talked about it a little bit earlier. I picked this up secondhand. I'm kind of upset that it's a hardcover and the rest of them are not. And this one has deckled edges, which is strange. But secondhand, cheap. Picked it up. Hopefully I will like the series so I can continue on, or else waste of money. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. There is no way in hell I'm picking up all of these books for you. My stacks are kind of ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. That is the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I would love to know what you guys have been purchasing in the comments below. Let me know. I love to chat with you guys. But that's the end. This is the end. This really needs to be the end. I'm losing my marbles. My marbles are gone. I will talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Of course, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!